Hello, I am Ragnarok, and welcome to the Reckoning. So, welcome back, everyone, to our Age of Calamitous Guide series, episode 3. So, in the last episode, we picked our faction, obviously, Stormhold. Yep, there we go. We changed our hairstyle. Still undecided. The comments in the comment section of episode 2, a little split. Not sure still if we should keep this hairstyle I've never done before, or if we should go back to the ponytail. I don't know. Kind of torn. I really like the ponytail, but I don't know. We'll see. Leave some more comments in the comment section below. Let me know if I should go back to the ponytail, if I should keep this. Anyways, so in episode 3, we have a lot to do. So let's just get into it. So we are back here at our server market. As you can see, we have a lot of thespians. So now these are the player thespians. They're vendors. The players themselves can actually get these thespians here in the market on the downstairs, and they can have these thespians sell stuff for them, and the Pippi money will go into that player's wallet, and they can use it to spend at other thespians and future stuff that I may sell at the market in the future. So very cool. We have a lot more. I haven't actually done a lot of work on the marketplace lately. I have got a bunch of the challenges up, and let's go down here, right here. And actually, let's start off in the middle, the beginning of the episode. I'm going to give a huge shout out to our Patreons and Elite Patreons. Thank you so much for everything you all do. If you're interested in becoming one of the Patreons, make sure you check out the link in the description below. Also want to give another shout out to our first in the Hey That's Me tier of our Patreon, Drifter. Thank you so much for being the first Hey That's Me tier. So if you aren't interested in seeing yourself permanently placed for this season in our server market as a thespian for all to see and talk to, Drifter is actually going to be the Stormhold faction challenge person, whatever you want to call him. Definitely, like I said, check out our Patreon page and the link in the description. Okay, so what we are going to do now is we are going to leave the marketplace. We are going to stay on the north side of the shore. I'll show you right here on the map. We're going to stay on the north side of the shore right here, and we are going to work our way west. That is west, right? No, that's east. Challenge. Anyways, so as you're going to see while we're traveling the west, we are traveling east. See, now I'm just going to get it all mixed up. We're going to see a little bit more dangerous creatures. So we're going to see a bunch more crocodiles or alligators, whichever way they are. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comment section for that one. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep our eye out for any iron nodes. There are usually typically a couple here and there. I think there's one right around this corner. And out of stamina, obviously. And you just want to make sure you grab any iron along the way, because you are definitely going to want to start stocking up on iron now. Hopefully that NPC doesn't come over here, because I'm not in the mood to fight. And he's going to come over here and start to pick a fight with me. Curse you. Yep. Probably fight shouldn't have started. And we're just going to continue our way east. I got it right that time. We're going to pass by somebody's nice little building right there. I like the new building. That's the new, what is it? The new SIPTA builds. Nice little addition to the game. So here's the red Ninja Turtle guys I was talking about in the previous episode. These ones will aggro on you on sight. They won't wait for you to hit them. They won't wait for you to kill a baby. They'll just aggro right on you. They're a little tougher. They hit a little harder, but they're not that bad to fight. We're actually going to kill this one right now because it's coming after me. As you can see, not that bad if that guy with the hammer didn't attack. And again, with no stamina, I really need to get my stamina up. Okay, so as we go east, you're going to see this little dirt ramp going up, splitting from the water. It's right here where this like broken bridge is right here. And our goal is we want to go up here, and I will show you why. So right here is going to be our first stop. You're going to look for these little white little campfires and these little ghosts. Anytime you see these ghosts in the game, look around. Follow them if they go somewhere. More times than not, they will lead you to some kind of lore stone that will help you guide your way through the game. A lot of times they'll lead you to these campfires or some tablets or whatever. A lot of times, if you see these little books right here, you look at, read them, and it says learn new emote submissive. So there's a bunch of emotes in the game you can learn. They're really cool. They're fun if you're on a multiplayer server and like that. People use them all the time to just communicate, say hi or whatever, or if they're bored or whatever. But you will find recipes too for crafting items unique. So just make sure if you see these campfires anywhere, there's usually a book around or a tablet or something like that. If you see the ghosts, they're usually pointing or bringing you to something. Like I said, sometimes it's a recipe, sometimes it's lore, sometimes it's loot. So just make sure you pay attention to them anytime you see those ghosts. Those are vanilla features of the game. So we're going to work our way up here more. That's another lore stone. You can just read it. It doesn't really do anything. They're just more lore. But we're going to keep going up here. Once we get here to the top, you're going to turn left. And off in the distance, you're going to see this little fire. Right here, this is the reason I told you not to choose the Yog religion in the character creation. The main reason is because we are right here in the beginning area. And we could have came here first, right before we went to the server market and the faction hall. But if you come to this guy, you don't want to fight him. I don't think you can fight him anyways. You just click on him. You can actually learn emote and learn Acolyte of Yog. So you click on both of these, you'll learn a cheer, the cheer emote, and you'll learn Acolyte of Yog. So once you click on that, we go here to our feats menu. We're going to turn him down because he's loud. There we go. And we're going to scroll down, and right here is our Acolyte of Yog. So we can now make the Pit of Yog. We can actually make their cleaver, and we can make some items in their temple, as well as eventually, as we level up, we'll be able to actually level up the Yog religion. So that's one down. Like I said, you can actually learn these religions without actually finding the trainer, but they cost 50 feat points. So the first tier, each of these is 50 feat points, whereas if you just find the trainer in the world, it's free. And after that, it's just the, whatever it costs to upgrade it, 5, 11, and whatever. So this is where the trainer is. I'll show you the map real quick. I'll scroll in. So he's right here. Here's the dregs over here, the little lake. Here's that broken highway or the shattered bridge or whatever it is. And he's right here. I think it's called Shaman's Rise. Yep. There you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run around the map a lot. I'll probably clip in and out with little tidbits of video as I look around. But my goal now is to find a place to build that I've never built before. So there's a lot of places I've built on this map. I've built in really common places a lot of people build in, a lot of really cool places and stuff like that. But I want to find a location that I've never built before, but is actually going to be good for our Let's Play. So, yeah, let's go find somewhere to call home. Nope. This is a nope. Spider's definitely not a spot. Keep going. Okay, I think we found our spots. So we are over here on, let's see, where are we on the map? We're over here by, I forget what this is actually called. I'm sure if I got closer to it, we would see the name. But it's where the vanilla snake boss is. So, or not snake boss, but the big snake. But I like this little spot. I think I've never built here. I've actually never built in this whole area over here. A couple things I like about it. So right there is I believe that is an Elvenor camp. If I follow through this path right here, it will take me to a very small, easy, I believe it's an Elven camp. So we're right near some more or less easy-ish Age of Calamitous thralls when we're ready to fight them. We have a nice larger vanilla camp right up there, as well as the Mitra camp, which is right here. So we're right near the Mitra camp. So that's really good. And we have a lot of iron over there. We have a good amount of trees in this immediate area. But if I go through this path right here that cuts through to the other side over here, as you see, there's nice little green spots here. There's a crocodile boss over there. So there's a nice little world boss over there. But there's a good amount of trees and stuff and shrubs and stuff over here. So I think this is a pretty good spot. We have water and plenty of stone. So that's not going to be an issue. And we're not too far away from a lot of the stuff I like to be near early game. So I think this is going to be our spot. So now what we need to do is we actually need to build. Wow, building. 3 episodes in, and we haven't built anything yet. So let's go over a couple things real quick. So I'm going to go into our feats menu. So in order to build in vanilla, obviously all you have to do is unlock this stuff right here. Here you go, your apprentice mason. You can go to the build menu and do it this way, and you'll be able to build sandstone, which is your tier 1, and you'll be able to build some of this other stuff. You're not going to be able to build any of the really cool looking stuff until level 20, 15, level 50, all that fun stuff, level 30. So that's, you know, kind of a bummer. But the cool thing is Age of Calamitous adds unique building. So we can actually build in the Age of Calamitous tier 1 structure instead of that gross sandstone. If we actually come here into our religion tab, we go to our Stormhold faction or whatever faction you chose, and the very first thing that you can learn, it's only one to unlock, is your builds for your faction. So every faction is different. For Stormhold, you get oak. I believe for like Cold Embrace, you get Scourge wood, which is like a black wood. There's white oak for the Elven. So like there's different tier 1s, and again, it's equivalent to this stuff right here, but instead of building this stuff, I mean, this stuff has its place, and actually you can do some really cool builds that fit in the desert and stuff like that with this tier 1, but I always prefer to build in the tier 1 of the Age of Calamitous. It just looks nicer, it looks a little cleaner, it's really nice to make a starter structure with. Also, the HP on these structures are a little higher, so if you're on a server that has purged or has a high purge amount, as this server does that I'm on right now because it's my server and I love the purge, then you're going to want to build an Age of Calamitous structures just for that little more HP. So what we're going to do is we're going to unlock this. And the next thing you want to do is you're going to want to go here to the survival tab. So in the survival tab, we need to do a couple things. The main thing we need to do is we need to go right here to the art of the craft. This is an Age of Calamitous feat, and we need to learn it. So we're going to unlock it right here. The main reason is because we need this right here, the construction platform. This, you handcraft this, as you can see right there, but this is what's going to let you build in the Age of Calamitous. Without this, you can't build in the Age of Calamitous. Without this, you can't build in your faction for Age of Calamitous. So you need those two. They are very specific. Get them. So the other thing we're going to do while I'm here is I am going to unlock the bed, because I'm going to want to like bed, so I have a permanent respawn location if I die. Second, the next thing I'm going to want to unlock at my level is I'm going to go for blacksmith. This is so I can start smelting iron and get iron ingots right here, iron bars or whatever you want to call them. So we're going to unlock that. We're also going to unlock iron tools so we can actually make the tools with those bars. These are both vanilla features. So just to give you an idea, these two right here are Age of Calamitous specific. Usually once you see survival, anything above survivalist is usually Age of Calamitous or whatever mod you have. Survivalist below, stone tools, this is all vanilla stuff. This is another mod. I believe this is our Emberlight mod. And again, if you want to check out any list of any mods we're running on the server, the multiplayer server I'm playing on, check out the description below. It has all the mods we're using on this server. If you're interested in joining the server, check the description below for the Discord link. Join our Discord, join our server. This is the main Reckoning server, so you can, you know, check it out, get all the information, rules, and all that on our Discord, and join it if you want. Also, we're going to unlock a box because we need something in the store so we don't have to carry around everything we're carrying around right now. We're going to go back up here. I already unlocked Primitive Cook. I actually did that when I was running around because I had to cook some meat. Again, vanilla stuff. I'll go over that real quick if we get to that point. I guess now that we have that, I will unlock the Tanner since I have some extra points. I will also unlock the Carpenter. If you do these 3 vanilla ones, this should give you a pretty good jump start on getting the tools or the resources you need in order to make a lot of the really cool Age of Calamitous stuff that you can make at this point. I'm also going to unlock Apothecary, which is an Age of Calamitous one, and we'll go over what these stations give you and stuff like that. If you're interested to see what they give you, you can just kind of scroll down and it shows you all the stuff that goes into the station. So, but we'll go over that as we need it. But for sake of this, what we need to do now is we need to make the construction platform. Again, it's handcrafted. So I'm going to go right here, stone and wood. We're going to craft one. We're going to wait for it to be crafted. And as you can see, I got a journey step for that. So I'm going to place it down. Now, little tips for these are actually vanilla tips for placing things down. If you use your scroll wheel, you can spin stuff around. If you hold shift and use your scroll wheel, you can up and down stuff so you can raise and lower it. I believe if you hit control, you'll rock back and forth, and if you hit alt, it will rock back and forth the other way. If you want to recenter it, just let go. There you go. Now, the really cool thing is, as you can see, I'm moving it up and down the hill, and it's flat, right? If you hit your middle mouse button, it will auto-align to the ground. So if you want something to align to the ground, you just do that. If you wanted to keep it flat, you can just hit your mouse wheel again, bring it back out, and it will stay flat. Now, just to make note, there are some vanilla items and even Age of Calamitous items that you actually have to, it has to be aligned with the ground. So you may have to actually do it like this. There are a lot of Age of Calamitous stuff will actually clip through the ground and allow you to actually place it clipped. But there are a lot of vanilla things that won't let you do that. So just make note of that. You may have to have it aligned to the ground like this, or find a spot that's a little bit more flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this down right here. So it is now placed. Now the cool thing with a lot of Age of Calamitous stuff and a lot of vanilla stuff is if I, you know what, I don't want it here, I can just go, I can hold the interact key on the item and I can destroy it. You'll get back some of the mats, or I can return to inventory. So not everything can be returned to inventory, but a lot of stuff can be, especially Age of Calamitous stuff or mod stuff in general. So that's a cool thing because I can put a lot of these stations out here. Then once I make my base, I can actually pick them up and then place them in my base where I want them. So how we use the construction platform is you have your, as long as you use that, unlock that feat, you now unlocked everything that you can build for your faction. If you come into your construction platform and this is empty, that's because you didn't unlock that feat that I showed you, which I'll show you once again, right here, the villager or whatever it's called for the faction you are. If you haven't unlocked this, you won't see any recipes in here. But basically, you're going to be doing a lot of, if you're building an Age of Calamitous tier 1, you're going to be using a lot of wood. So unfortunately, unlike sandstone, you're not going to need have a huge need for stone until you start doing the roofing, which you're not going to have that much roofing compared to your actual structure. But all you're going to do is you're going to drag your wood into here, and just like every other thing, you can hit craft. Now, I need a bunch of twine too in order to do this, which means I'm going to need a bunch of fiber. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go around and we are going to grind out some wood and some fiber, and then I'm going to be back and we're going to start this build. Okay, so I went to go place this box down, and this is actually exactly what I was talking about. So because this is a vanilla item, if I move it here, it'll let me place it. If it moves here, it won't let me place it. If I hit the middle mouse, it aligns to the ground. And as you can see, so this is an example of you actually have to line the ground in order to place it. Okay, so hopefully you like that time lapse. Had a lot of fun doing it. I'll go over how we made the time lapse, and we'll obviously, after I do this, we'll go look at the actual build itself and, you know, take a gander inside and stuff like that. But what I want to do first is I wanted to go over a couple of quick builds things when it comes to vanilla and Age of Calamitous, some specific tips and tricks to look out for, and an explanation on a couple things I might have been talking about. So first thing we're going to do is we are here in a single player world. I switched over just because it's a lot easier to show you here than, you know, have to get the mats and make some stuff that I don't need to make or want to make in the Let's Play world. So I just came over here real quick. And this is the tier 1 sandstone. So this is the vanilla structure you would get if you play Conan without a mod. This is the first stuff you can make from the beginning of the game. And then this is your tier 1 oak, which is your tier 1 builds you can make from the beginning of the game if you choose Stormhold as your faction. I believe there's one other faction that uses oak as a tier 1. Either way, it doesn't matter. This is your tier 1 Age of Calamitous. These are basically the same. This is just the modded version of this. Now, the reason I said in my first and second episode, and I definitely said it in this episode at the beginning, is I like to build an AoC Age of Calamitous builds instead of the vanilla builds from the beginning, and this is one of the main reasons. So what I'm going to do is I'm pull my repair hammer. This is a vanilla item you can make, and what it does is when you look at a building piece, you can actually see some statistics on it. And this helps you repair your build if it's been attacked or damaged or stuff like that. So if you look on it, the main thing we're going to look at right now is your HP. So as you can see, this sandstone foundation has 10,000 HP. If I look at this wall, it has 7,000. These stairs, 7,000. So as you can see, 10,077. So let's go over to this. Now, like I said, this is your Age of Calamitous tier 1. So this is, you can make these at the exact same time. All you have to do is pick a faction in order to make this. Now, this costs a little bit more. It doesn't cost, this costs stone and wood. This costs wood and fiber. So it's a little different. It's a little bit more grindy just because the fiber is a little bit more of a pain to get early game. But for more or less, it's roughly about the same. You might spend maybe an extra, like, I don't know, 5% of your time getting the mats for this, for a structure of similar size, maybe a little longer. But either way, let's take a look at the foundation. 20,000. So that was 10,000. This is 20,000. So this is literally double the HP. The wall, 10,000. That wall was 7,000. Those stairs were 7,000. These stairs are 10,000. So as you can see, a lot more HP on the Age of Calamitous stuff. This is why I build in it, because if you're on a server with purges, which we'll go over purges once we get some later in the episodes, but for new people to the game, a purge is basically, it's an NPC raid. The farther north you go, the higher level of the raid, more or less. And the more difficult it is, the more damage they'll do. So it's basically an NPC raid, and all they try to do is they try to attack your base, destroy it. They'll break through walls and break all the stations inside and chests and all that stuff like that. So, and your job is basically defend against it. So obviously more HP on the structure, definitely the way to go. Also, if you're on a PvP server, more HP in the structure, the way to go. So, and this goes all the way up. As we climb the tiers of Age of Calamitous, we'll compare the different HP amounts. So besides the HP of the structure, there's one more thing I wanted to look at. Okay, so the next thing I want to go over is stability. So basically, I have this wall coming from the ground. You have 100 stability as you come up any straight piece of build, whether it's a pillar or a wall or whatever. So if we take out our hammer again, let's look at this wall if I can. Let's see. There it is. Now, if you look right below where the picture of the stone and the wood is, it says stability 100. No matter how high I build this wall, I could build it all the way up to the limit in the sky, and it would still be 100 stability. The second you start going away from a straight up and down build, you actually lose stability. So if I put stairs down, you'll lose stability because technically you're going down or up, but you're also going away. So as you go away, you lose stability. Now, let's take a look. So we're at 100. If I look at the first tile away from it, it's 80. So it dropped by 20. 60 dropped by another 20. So as you can see, as you build away from a straight wall or pillar, doesn't matter, you lose 20. Well, once you get down to 0, you can't build anymore. So which means if I try to build a piece right here, as you can see, it's not letting me attach it. I can attach it here, but not here, because the next piece would be 0 stability, which means it would fall and break. So vanilla pieces, it's 4 pieces away. That's just the best way to do it. The thing is if you look, triangle pieces are exactly the same. So this is 1 piece, 80, 60, 40, and 20, because these are 4 different pieces touching before you get back to the actual main wall. Again, if I put like a pillar under this, it'd be 4 away, so there'd be 1 more piece here. So that's something just to keep in mind. When you build in vanilla, this is all vanilla pieces, no matter where, if it's tier 1, 2, or 3, if it's DLC, it doesn't matter. You're losing 20 per piece away. Now let's go over to the Age of Calamitous. So again, we have 90 now, and 80, and 70. So we're going away in 10s, all the way down to 10, which means I can't do a piece here, as you can see. And let's go back to the triangle pieces. And the triangle pieces, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So again, with Age of Calamitous pieces, you can go 9 pieces away before it actually loses stability. What does that basically mean? Your structure is more strong, more HP, and you can build a much wider expanse before you have to put supports in. So if I was to build this, let's just say I was going to do this double wide. I want to do this 8 across. I'd have to have a pillar right here. Or maybe here. It doesn't really matter, but I'd have to at minimum, I'd have to have a pillar here. Well, guess what? I'd have to put another pillar before I reach the other wall, or to be symmetric, I'd have to put a pillar like right here. So you'd have 2 pillars in the same amount of space that it takes you'd have to put one on this one, because we just say a wall is right here. Within this space, I'd have to have 2 pillars if I was building vanilla, but in Age of Calamitous, no pillars. So just keep that in mind. It's something a lot of people don't know. You actually get better build stability, and this is out of all Age of Calamitous. So whether you're tier 1, 2, 3, or 4, no matter what faction you are, you're going to get a lot more stability, a lot more HP. Keep that in mind when building. Okay, so hopefully those build tips help you when you go to do your build. But here we are back on the multiplayer server in our Let's Play character, and here's the build. So here it is in not a camera mode. Now, if you're wondering how did I film the Let's Play, how was I flying around, was my character in God mode or something like that? Nope. So I actually have 2 accounts. So I just logged my other computer in to the second account. I put it in God mode, and the second account actually I use now for my admin account. Instead of using this account and typing in the password and stuff like that, I only use the other account for admin-y stuff. So I logged in my admin account. I put her in flight right up there, and basically just recorded off of that computer while I played on my main computer, and voila. So that is basically how I did it. This character didn't hit any cheats for it, didn't type in any admin commands. It was just another account that is an admin account. So here's the build. I like it. You know, it's not anything insane. I'm sure if you've been playing Conan a while, you've seen some insane early game builds. I wanted to do something basic, but I wanted to make it a little bit more. I didn't want it just to be a small hut. One of the things I like to do is early game, I don't want to go crazy first thing, because I don't want to trigger 15 purges just to build my beginning base and it's going to get destroyed. Especially also, I don't want to build a beginning base out of oak wood or only oak wood. I want to be able to change it a bunch of different, different materials and different tiers of build and stuff like that. Plus, I don't want to spend like a week getting mats for a build that's like maybe 3 times the size when it could take me an hour once I have a end game pick or end game max, right? So, but one thing I do like to do is I want to make the build fit for a while. You know, I don't want to have to move, in 10 levels. And I want to have something that is going to be good. You know, if you're going to spend a lot of time in these builds, don't just make some massive structure that's going to have half the rooms empty and it's just, you walk into it and it's a big cavernous space. Make it, if you're going to be going in and out of the thing, make it something that you're going to want to look at, that's going to be interesting to look at. It's going to stimulate your brain to go in, right? So I have like different levels here, right? We have this level, we have this level, we have a little patio there, we have a patio there, we have this up area there, it's a round circle instead, we have this weird little box up there on stilts. So, and I'll go over why I did all this as we go through it, but let's go through it real quick. So we have a little porch right here, kind of cool, put some of the more outside workbenches and stuff like that. We're going to go inside, and of course it's going to be nighttime just as we're going inside. So as you can see, instead of just doing an open space, which a lot of people just do open space, which if you do it, whatever, it's, to each your own. Play the game how you want to play. I personally don't. I've done the open spaces where you just have all your crafting stations on the outside wall and you have just a dead space in the middle, and it's just like, it just gets boring after a while. So I have a room here, right? We're gonna put a couple benches in here. I'm gonna have a nice little bedroom right here, which I'll probably put a door on eventually. We're gonna have a nice bed and some workbenches and some chests and some decorations and stuff in here. It'd be great. We have a nice little hallway, and this just visually, this kind of looks interesting, right? It catches your eye. So you come in here, more workbenches. Again, we'll come in here and look around. Look at that. It's just, again, there's more things to look at. You have this level down here, the dirt. You have a little balcony up there. The reason I wanted to build on the water is we can come down here and inside our base. This is all inside of our base. We can put some fish traps once we get some fish traps and stuff like that, and actually be able to get fish from inside instead of having to go outside. Obviously, this is not going to do a bunch of them, but, it's something. Let me go get a torch real quick. 1 second. Okay, so we're down here in this little area. Like I said, I wanted to put my fish in there. So that's kind of cool. I wanted a place for this bench because this bench is massive. And if you put it level with the ground, the way it needs to be, when you put a thrall in it, it actually will stick through the ceiling floors, and a good amount, actually. If you can raise it up so it's not sticking through the floor anymore, but once you put a thrall in it, the thrall is actually going to be hovering in the air. So I like to put it on a solid ground or on a foundation piece where I'm never going to see the underside of it. So this is a nice little room for that. I'll probably put something else here that's, you know, not used so often, some chests and stuff like that. Nice little room, you know. Then we'll go up here. We have a nice little balcony. I'll maybe put like one little station there, maybe a cauldron or something. And again, you just have this nice little look. There's room for banners and some heads, you know, some trophy heads and stuff. We have ways that we can decorate this pretty cool. If we come out here, we have this nice little porch. Really cool. We'll put some stations here too. We can look down there. So if we're getting raided or something like that, we can defend from up here with some bows and arrows and stuff like that, if that's it. Or we can put some NPCs once we capture some up here to defend us with bows and arrows. Kind of cool. Go in, close the door. And then we're going to go through to this room. And again, we're going to have a nice little, you know, round space. This is the tower that's going to go straight up. Now, I built some of these. We'll go over this in the next episode. I actually had to refilm the outro because it kind of got messed up. So I'm actually redoing this the second time showing this. So I actually already started working on the second episode. So you're going to see a couple things from the second episode as we go up the tower. But these two I made in the next episode. But yeah, a nice little, you know, tower round space to put some furnaces. We'll put the AoC furnace in here, maybe the cauldron down here with it. We'll come up here. You'll see the blacksmith bench. Again, this is something I'm working on for the next episode. So we already got some iron in it. Yay. As you can see, I actually have an iron axe on me. Again, for the next episode, I had to redo this outro. So, or this, you know, the end of this video. So we'll go all the way up. And again, you know, I just wanted something that I can put some stations down on, but I also wanted something that I can just go out and just look around. You know what I mean? It's just something to look around. You know, this game at night and during the mornings and stuff like that, there's some really good like picture moments and stuff like that. So I just wanted somewhere where I could be outside, you know, part of my base, other than just that porch or the little deck right there. So this is a nice little area. Now we have this nice little room in here, and I'll explain this once we go in. So this is going to be our treasury, our vault, our storage room, basically, however you want to call it. We'll have chests line up on different levels on the wall and labeled and all that stuff. So I wanted a room that's more or less like just straight flat walls, which this is. You know, it's a weird shape, but it's kind of cool too. It's not just a box. Now, my explanation behind why I'm doing this. Now, yes, it would be a pain in the butt to come all the way up here to store my stuff, but I will be keeping chests next to like the blacksmith bench and the furnace. So I'll have chests holding stuff, but my overflow, my bulk of the stuff that I don't need just onesie twosies will be up here. And the main reason I do it is because, like I said, this is a purge server. We actually get a purge pretty often on this server. So what happens is a purge will come through and they'll just tear through your walls and go into your house, and they'll just, as they hit stuff, they'll break it, right? So if you're going to build a house like this, maybe put your storage, your main storage, in the center, so that at least they have to break through a wall, but then they have to break through whatever crafting stations and maybe another wall into a room before they can get to your stuff. Because if you put, let's go down here real quick. If you put your storage right here in this wall, and they break through this wall, guess what they're breaking next? All of your storage. So not a good idea, right? Definitely not on an outside wall, you know, over there where they might hit that first. You know, at least if you're going to put it on an outside wall, do it like a wall like this, because maybe they'll try to break through this fence first. Or maybe they'll break through like this wall in this corner instead of this wall right here. So you just have something a little play with. If you build multiple stories, you know, you can put your storage on the top, but if the purge breaks the entire bottom floor and now there's no stability, your entire place is just going to crash to the ground, right? So I like to do a lot of little buildings spread out, because if they destroy this building, guess what? This building and this building are safe, okay? The other thing is I have this building on top of this rock. They can't get up on that rock. They can't destroy those pillars at all. I mean, maybe they'll hit them with arrows or magic, depending on if I get one of those purges. But most likely, this structure is perfectly safe. They would actually have to destroy this, and the purge is usually not intelligent enough to go up the stairs and go and attack this. So they're probably going to destroy this, and by the time they destroy these three things, the purge is probably going to be over, and this building's going to be safe, which means the majority of my storage is going to be safe. So that is the reason I decided to do this little outcropping on this building, is because if I put my main storage there and I get purged and everything gets wiped, I'm probably not going to lose everything. So that is why we did that. Let's run around it real quick. I'm probably going to see some crocodiles, but we'll just ignore them and run away from them. You know, it's got a little look. Once we get a couple more tiers of build and stuff, we'll change it up. We'll add a little bit more different colors and stones and stuff like that. Maybe we'll add some vanilla stuff in there too, just to change the color from this, you know, muddy brown. But for now, you know, I just want to get the shape and the structure in, and we can always make it pretty and decorate it later. But like I said, you know, when you build, try not to just build a box or a circle. Try not to just build a massive thing. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that build is pretty cool, actually. It's, you know, an apex base. I believe that's what they call them, right? When it's on top of a pillar like that. It's interesting. I mean, I'm sure if we went over there and took a look at it, I can see some, like, details and stuff that's pretty interesting. But I wonder, is that just a circle and you go inside that base? Is there actually, like, walls? Is there separators? Is there decorations that make it actually look like? Or is it just a blank round circle inside with stations along one wall and maybe some stations in the middle, and that's it? You know, like, how is that designed? So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just got a lot of different tiers and stuff. So maybe one of these episodes I'll run over there and take a look at it, because for all I know, it could be amazing. So it probably is. If you're if that's your base, let me know in the comment section below. But you know, think outside the box. Make different shapes, attach them, make different levels, make something you're interested in going in. You know, like I said, don't just make an open box. You know, don't make a million rooms. Think about, you know, how you're gonna have to run in and stuff like that. I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna drop iron and stone. I'm going to drop wood and fiber. Boom, done. And then I'll come here. I'm going to cook my food. Eventually, I'll put something bigger here for cooking food. And then I'm out of here, right? I'll probably have like a dump chest or something like here, a couple, like 1 or 2 here, just to dump my inventory of any miscellaneous stuff that can be sorted at a later date and time. But, you know, I thought logically, but also I have rooms. You know, there's more to this base than just like an open space, but also it's not so crazy where you're just like, oh, door, and then you're like opening and closing a billion doors just to, you know, make a new sword, because you have to get mats from 7 different places. You know, you just gotta kind of think your stuff through. That comes with time, obviously, with playing, but that's how I did it. Okay, so let me know what you think about the build. Let me know what you think about the episode. I'm very interested to see, do you guys actually like the time lapse thing? You know, it's a little different. Maybe you've seen people do it. I've watched plenty of YouTubers do you make videos and stuff like that, and I've actually never seen anybody do it for Conan. I'm sure somebody has. I can't be the first person to think of it for Conan, but you know, let me know what you think of it, how I did it, how it's structured, you know, how it feels. Obviously, we're not going to do a billion of those. We're not going to do every build like that. Let me know, you know, if you're interested in maybe like a tutorial in the future on some kind of build, or tips and tricks on how to build, you know, how to do circles and how to do ovals and stuff like that. We can always do a video like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the build. I really like it. It's got an interesting look to me. It's got a lot of potential. I can see a lot of different things I can change in the future to make it look a lot more interesting, pop a lot more, and something I can be really happy to come back for, you know, for maybe the next like 40 or 50 levels. We'll definitely have to expand at some point, but you know, even if I'm only here for the next 25 to 30 levels, it's still a good amount of days or weeks in the game, and you know, I'm not going to be bored or tired of this build before I leave it. I might even be sad to leave it once we have to. But let me know what you think. But otherwise, you know, I think I'm going to call it for that one. It's a pretty decent-sized episode. Again, I'm trying to keep them shorter. Hopefully, I'm doing an okay job. But we're back at it. We obviously just released the video a day or 2 ago. This is coming right after. I'm already working on another 2 videos. So, you know, like I said, I'm doing my best to get at it. Times are what they are. But we are getting it out as fast as possible. I love doing the videos. I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to finally have a bunch of stuff that I'm, you know, been waiting on dropping. Now they can drop. So give a thumbs up if you enjoy the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Any suggestions, comments, questions, let me know. Otherwise, make sure you check out the Discord link in the description below for, you know, join our Discord. Also, that's where you can join this multiplayer server. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, fear the reckoning.